Hello y'all, and welcome to my September reading wrap-up. In case you're wondering why it's almost October and I'm wearing a tank top still, it's because it is currently 84 degrees outside. 84. Yes. So even though we are technically in the season of fall, it's not quite fall weather outside. But anyways, let's just get straight on into the books that I read in the month of September. First up, we're going to start with kind of a more summery book because I feel like September is usually, at least, the transition between summer and fall. So I finally picked up Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. I've been meaning to pick this book up for a while. I was going to wait until it came out on paperback, but I just decided I couldn't wait. And plus there was a sale, so me and sales just kind of go hand in hand. And I mean, I've got to say, I have heard kind of mixed reviews on this book, but her last 3 releases were all 5-star reads for me. I love Part of Your World, Yours Truly, and Just for the Summer. Just for the Summer is one of my all-time favorite books. I literally got a signed edition of that book in addition to another copy just because I love it so much. But I feel like for me, I kind of went into this book hoping for a cute, fluffy little romance, and I should have known. I just should have known that Abby Jimenez will always pack a punch and put in some just very hard-hitting, heartbreaking things that can happen in life. It is very much so realistic. It very much so hurt my heart, and I gave it 4 stars. I feel like lately, especially with her writing, her books are not just romances. There's always some sort of other element to it, and I feel like this book was probably her most different from what I've read from her so far. I will of course be continuing any books that she puts out. I love her writing. I love her books. And I feel like this was also a good one to end off summer with. Up next, this one's a pretty light, cute and fluffy romance, which is Happily Never After by Lynn Painter. I've read basically all of her books except for her newest release. This one is very small. I think the audiobook for this was only like 7 hours. It's literally less than 300 pages. I gotta say it wasn't my favorite. I feel like because it was so short, their relationship didn't really get to build as much as I wanted to see it build. Basically in this book, our main character hires a guy to basically object at her wedding, and from there they meet up again and they both become wedding objectors, I guess. Oh, that is what they're called. I already forgot. I don't really remember too much of this book. I honestly kind of forgot that I read it. I gave it 3 stars. Nothing to write home about. Probably one of my least favorite from all of Lynn Painter's books, but I'm glad I picked it up. This next book, I don't even know how to explain how I feel about this book and what it did to me. I haven't had a 5-star in quite some time, and this one is probably in my 6-star category. Ironically enough, I do not have the physical book yet, but I will explain why. I finally freaking picked up Sunrise on the Reaping by Susan Collins. I've read all of the Hunger Games books and I just have been waiting to get to this one, but I do have The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes in the movie edition, so I really wanted to get this book in the movie edition as well. However, the movie is not coming out until I think November of 2026. So that's a slight little issue, but it's okay. We're gonna be fine. We don't need to pick up a copy of it now, even though I really want to. I've been trying to get through more series, and so for now at least, unless she writes more books to the Hunger Games universe, I have finished this series, and wowza. If you know anything about the Hunger Games, you will know that this is Haymitch's book. And now Haymitch has been my favorite character from the beginning, just because when you first meet him, you can tell that there's so much more to his story that you just need to uncover and figure out. And it is truly so difficult for me to explain this book. Definitely one of my favorites that I read this year. I'm speechless, yet I have so much to say at the same time. I need someone to rant about this book with because it's just so good. I will say though, if they do not do the movie justice, I will not be happy. Obviously, because I don't have the physical book, I did listen to this on an audiobook, but I swear every single second was just something heartbreaking or something that you find out, and everything ties in at the end. And like the little pieces that tie into the main 3 in the trilogy. I did actually film my reaction to listening to a lot of this book, which will come out in a future video hopefully coming soon. It has my whole heart and I love it. That's all I have to say. Moving on to a very, very different category. I read The Ex-Hex by Erin Sterling. Like I said, I've been trying to finish series, so it just makes sense to start another one. Yeah, not very smart on my part, but it's okay. Literally the first line of this book had me intrigued because it says, never mix vodka and witchcraft, and that's just fun. That is hilarious. I love it so much. I did actually film a reading vlog, which I think will be out by the time that this video goes up, or if not, it'll be the next video that I'll be posting. But basically these two women kind of mess around a little bit, you know, get a little bit tipsy, and they wind up accidentally putting a hex on one of their exes. And you're kind of going through the story of like how they try and reverse it. You're learning more about the main male character. It was fun. It's just one of those reads that is really atmospheric and it's really good for October and Halloween season and just something fun, witchy, spooky, those kind of vibes. I gave it 3 stars and I will be continuing the series because it's fun. I liked it. As for this next book, I have a few thoughts on it. I finally picked up Ready or Not by Cara Bustone, and now this book, if you don't know anything about it, it says on the, like, basically the first page and also on the back of the book that it is an accidental pregnancy romance book. And honestly, I was excited about it. I heard like a lot of really good reviews on it, and the first maybe 30-40% of it, I really, really liked it. The way that she is able to describe things is so beautiful. I wouldn't necessarily say that this is a fall book, but I would say like it's good to read in fall or spring. There was a few things that were thrown in that I didn't entirely enjoy. One of them being the father of the child. I liked him at first, and then as we kept going, I did give it 3 stars, but I still feel like I'm a little bit conflicted because, like I said, there's a lot of parts that I just really, really loved. It just really hit home. And then there was a few parts where I'm like, am I even reading the same book as last chapter? It just didn't flow the way I wanted it to. But I will say the cover is stunning. It is so pretty, and I think that's also what really intrigued me to pick it up. But I will say covers don't always reflect what is in the inside of the book, so I'm kind of iffy on this one. This next book. Ironically enough, I kind of accidentally picked up this book. I listened to The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches by Sengu Mandana, I believe is how you pronounce her name. And like, I did know that I was going to read this book eventually, but I thought that I was picking up a different book, which I will show you next. This one I really wanted to love. Like, I love the whole magic thing. I love witches are in a book or movie or whatever the case is. But this one, for some reason, just fell really flat for me. I don't know if it was the writing style or just the material that was in the book. I gave it 2 stars. I just didn't feel connected to any of the characters, and I feel like that's a big thing with me for books, is that I want to at least feel something from one of the characters. I want to maybe relate to them. I just want to feel something for the characters, and I feel like in this one I just really didn't, which could be a me problem, could be the writing style. Not really sure. I don't really remember a lot from this one. I honestly don't even remember the plot. Oh, okay, I kind of remember now. Basically, witches are not accepted in society, so they kind of have their own little club that's very secretive and doesn't really have a name. So they just kind of try and protect other witches from being seen from others, or like other humans. And yeah, like I said, this one just kind of fell flat for me. Not really my favorite read, but I did give it 2 stars just for the vibes because it felt really cozy and I did enjoy that aspect. But here's the cover of that book, and here's the cover of the book that I thought I was reading. Very similar length of words in the title. I have no idea how I wound up reading the wrong book, but I did, so I wound up reading both. I actually just finished The Unfortunate Side Effects of Heartbreak and Magic by Brianne Randall, and this is her debut novel, so I give grace to anyone who writes a book in general. Like, writing a book is a very difficult feat. But this one was actually pretty emotional. It was very cozy and cute. Like, she does a lot of baking, she does things with her grandma. It's just very cozy, it gives me cute little fall vibes. But it does say on the back of the book, not a spoiler, but her grandmother does get diagnosed with cancer. So it is a very sad read. I love how it says in the back of the book, readers that find the sense of community found in the very secret society of irregular witches will enjoy this warm, witchy novel. Very funny. I gave this book 3 stars. I'm realizing I gave a lot of these books 3 stars. It was fun, it was cute, I really liked the witchy vibes and the magic. I feel like I could kind of sense where the book was going midway through, so I did guess the ending. But overall, not a bad read. It was fun, fast, and I really love the fact that there's recipes in this book. I thought that was a very, very cool touch that I don't really see in too many books. Oh, this next book. I really wanted to like it. I really did. I finally picked up The Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Lori Gilmore. This is the first book in the Dream Harbor series, I think. I did read The Christmas Tree Farm back in December of last year, and these books to me they're cute and light and fluffy, but they're also not my favorite to pick up. The back of the book literally says a small town spicy romance, and that is exactly how I would describe this book. It is very short also. I mean, it's 355 pages, but there's not a lot of words on the page. So I feel like if you wanted a really, really fast-paced fall read, this is exactly what you're looking for. But for me, I feel like it was so short that their relationship wasn't able to build the way that I would have loved to see. And also, I feel like the spice ruined it. I really do. So for that reason, I gave it 2.5 stars. My favorite aspect of this book is literally the cover, which I know you should not read books based on a pretty cover, and you should not buy it based on a pretty cover, but I did in this case, and it backfired. But the cover is it's just so cute. I can't see myself finishing this series or continuing it for that matter. Just because the covers are pretty does not mean that I should read the books. And I feel like if I haven't rated these two highly and I just don't really think about it, then I don't know if there's really a point in continuing it. But I am glad that I finally picked up this book. I was just about to get into the last book and my camera battery is about to die. One sec. Alrighty, we are back. And finally, the last book that I picked up is a very anticipated one that I've been trying to pick up for so long, and I've literally no idea why I haven't. And it is The Housemaid by Freida McFadden. I had to pick up this book before the movie comes out because I think it's coming out this December. So I just knew that I had to pick it up. Let me just say, one night I decided to pick up this book, and to describe how fast-paced this book is, I literally read for exactly 2 hours and read 230 pages in 2 hours. That is insane, and I'm a slow reader, okay? I couldn't put this down. It was so difficult for me to go to bed because I just wanted to finish this book that night. I gave this one 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed this one. I enjoyed it so much that I'm currently reading the second book in this series. Spoiler alert. I will say the one thing that was really confusing is that I was not expecting the plot twist, which the plot twist was interesting. Like I said, I was not expecting it. But I love this book. This is definitely my favorite Freida McFadden book that I've picked up so far. I will say her books are kind of hit or miss for me. Some I really love, and others maybe I wish I didn't pick them up. But it's okay. I really enjoyed this one. I think the hype that this book has is definitely deserved. I have no idea why it took me as long as it did to pick this one up. I'm genuinely so confused, but I liked it. It kept me on my toes. It was very interesting, and I feel like it's also really tying into the second one really nicely. So those are the 9 books that I read in the month of September. I hope you guys enjoyed this fun little reading wrap-up video. If you did and want to see more fun bookish content, don't forget to like and subscribe. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.